Yo, what up? It's your boy One Up Token, and in today's video, we got ourselves a brand new video of the Nintendo Switch 2 unboxing. And I'm gonna bring it in for y'all and kick it off right now with the preview of the box, giving y'all a full 360 view of how this box look, man. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below if you're gonna be picking up the Nintendo Switch 2, or perhaps you're just gonna wait for a sale. But without further ado, let's kick it off and start unboxing the Nintendo Switch 2 and open this thing up. You gotta see, flip this thing around, open up this latch right here. It's pretty much the similar setup to the Nintendo Switch 1 from what I'm seeing. I'm gonna switch the box around so y'all can see it from the top down and open it up. As you can see, we got a way bigger LCD screen with the Joy-Cons off to the right hand side with the left and right Joy-Con. It's a lot more slick and a lot more clean in my opinion. It looks a lot more presentable than the Switch 1 did. So we're gonna go ahead and take out these Joy-Cons, starting with the right one. We got the red one right here. It's got a pretty good look to it. You can already see that they made the Joy-Cons somewhat bigger than the Switch 1, you know, to accommodate the handheld. And also it looks like they made the analog controls slightly bigger as well for more control for your thumb. And here we got the left stick Joy-Con, same as the right one, a lot more subtle on the color scheme inside the thumb and also on the inside where the Joy-Cons meet the buttons, which I think is pretty impressive. Nonetheless, I'm gonna set that to the side, take out the tablet. This is the moment that everyone's been pretty much waiting for. See how big the tablet is to the Switch 1, and it honestly, it definitely is an upgrade in my opinion. It looks beautiful. It seems more versatile than the Switch 1, and you can see a lot more. Once you turn it on, you'll see the difference. It definitely has a more cleaner glass compared to the Switch 1. If we're talking base Switch 1, you'll definitely see a bigger improvement. The OLED, it has the same sleek view to it, but as far as size comparison, it definitely is a major upgrade. Here we got the Nintendo Switch Mario Kart World code that came with the bundle that I got at the midnight launch, which is pretty amazing, you know, because it beats, you know, buying the game separately for 80 bucks. So I went out and got the bundle and spent the 500 bucks rather than the 450 because I figured why not, you know, I planned on picking the game up regardless and might as well get it with the console. We got ourselves right here the console manual, so you can go through all the instructions you need to assemble your Nintendo Switch 2. Put that to the side. We got ourselves another HDMI cable similar to the OLED. I'm gonna assume it has a higher resolution to it compared to the original Nintendo Switch that came with it. You know, all your basic components. You get your HDMI cable. Seems about the same size, nothing crazy, nothing too different. Seems like they made them a little bit longer. I'm not sure. It could be the same size. And then we're gonna head over into the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons grips that attach to each Joy-Cons for the mouse capabilities, for the mouse controls. I thought the mouse controls seemed pretty cool. Not something that I probably would be getting into the further down the line when I own my Nintendo Switch 2. I'm gonna give it a try just to see what the mouse controls are capable of, but I don't see myself using my Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons preferably for mouse controls. If I do want to attach a mouse, I did hear that you could throw a mouse into the system itself. You can attach your own personal mouse, whether it be wireless or wired, to the Nintendo Switch 2 if you are more into the mouse style of gameplay rather than using your Joy-Cons and sliding them across your mouse pad, which personally I don't think I find that comfortable, but to each his own. You know, it definitely is a new feature that comes with the Switch 2. I just think it's a little weird, something I probably have to get used to if I try it more and to the future and get some more of those games that, you know, accommodate the mouse features, and see what that's like when the time gets around. So here you can see me kind of trying to figure out how to remove the grips from the Joy-Cons. I was struggling a little bit, and I did not realize while I'm making this video that I had to press the button, the release button, the same button that you use to release the Joy-Con from the tablet itself, to take it off. And then once I finally figured it out, I was able to take it off. We removed this top box, you know, and going ahead and continuing with the unboxing, we got ourselves the controller that goes with the Joy-Cons. It's a lot bigger than the first one. I like it. It's real shiny and sleek, like looks pretty dope. Put that off to the side. We got ourselves our USB type C cable that is no longer connected to a brick like the Nintendo Switch 1. It's separate. Seems like we got ourselves a way more bigger power brick to power our Nintendo Switch 2. Here's a better view of how the power brick looks. I'm gonna set that off to the side. And then last but not least, we're gonna be taking out the dock and see how that looks compared to the Nintendo Switch 1. I like that they went for an all black design. It makes the handheld look very, very nice sitting in the dock off to the side, whether it be on your entertainment center or in front of your desk. It's a really, really smooth and sleek design, you know, real subtle and not too hard on the eyes. I mean, not sure if you guys care about that type of thing, but you know, presentation sometimes is everything when it comes down to gaming. I took the back panel off. Here's the back. We got ourselves the port for the USB Type-C charging. We got the HDMI port and also a LAN port for Ethernet accessibility, so that you can hook yourself right into your, you know, your router or your Wi-Fi box for better connection when it comes to high-speed internet connection, which I thought was pretty impressive. The OLED had that as well, so nothing too new. Also know that there is a bigger fan on this dock this time around, which makes the system cool down a lot faster compared to the first Switch. And put that to the side. We're gonna close this box because that was everything that we needed to take out of the box. Here I am, I'm starting to pack up this stuff. I'm a neat freak, I know, so I'm trying to put everything together and potentially not lose anything. In case I gotta take this thing back, you never know, if something's wrong with the Switch, you gotta have your stuff together. Make sure you keep all the plastics in one box. Don't throw your plastics away, guys. Also, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you're not following already. That would be great, and so you can tune into the channel for more information and more gameplays regarding the channel. But yeah, pretty much I'm trying to close this box up. Trying to close it up and see how I got it back in the box together and hold it together. And I'm gonna set that off to the side, you know, give you one last look at the box before I put it off to the side. Boom, boom. Yeah, we're gonna set that off to the side. So here I am trying to get the Joy-Cons off the other one as well. I struggled a little bit, not gonna lie. You can see me trying to struggle, even though I was like, I got it off the other one the first time around, but I'm sitting here still trying to figure out the technicality of how these grips are supposed to work on the Joy-Con. So I'm looking at the manual, trying to figure it out, trying to make sure that I take it off the correct way, because I don't want to break my Nintendo Switch 2. I think this is hilarious because, you know, I did not know what I was doing, but that's to be expected because it is a new console, and you know, when you get some new stuff that you paid a lot of money for, you don't want to break it, obviously. But as you can see, after a brief moment of looking at the manual, I go ahead and proceed with taking off the grips, and it was just as simple as that. Just, you know, looking at the manual and just reading a little bit. You know, reading is fundamental, y'all. Make sure y'all read y'all manuals, because sometimes it's good to read and make sure you understand things. So just like that, I was able to take the grips off without having to struggle and hesitate with them, and proceed with the assembly of the Nintendo Switch 2. Here we got the tablet again. We're gonna put these Joy-Cons on. They're magnetic, so they just snap on so buttery clean and smooth, which felt great to do. And it was honestly a joy to watch the magnetics snap into place rather than slide off like the Nintendo Switch 1. The handheld is way bigger than the first one. It's like crazy to look at when you have it in your hands up close. This handheld is definitely remarkable and definitely going to be a lot of fun on the go and playing in docked mode. We got ourselves our kickstand that extends all the way out. As you can see, I'm testing out the kickstand functionality. It looks pretty nice. It has some weight to it, definitely, but it holds all the weight of the Nintendo Switch 2 up, and you can adjust it accordingly however you like whenever you want to play. You know, say if you're at the picnic, or say if you out on the airport, you know, you got a flight to run to and you want to play with you and your homie, you can go ahead and set that thing up, take the Joy-Cons off the side, and just, you know, have fun. Here I am powering up the device, trying to give y'all a better look. Sorry, because the reflection is kind of glaring out the image, so you can't really see it too well because of my ring light that's behind my setup. But yeah, I go through and set up the Nintendo Switch 2, so I'm gonna probably fast forward this part a little bit so I can get past that process. Here's me now taking off the Joy-Con so that I can connect it to the controller so that I can finish the setup process. I'm giving y'all a look at how it looks on the controller that comes with the console. Here I am grabbing my Nintendo Switch 1 so that I can give y'all a direct comparison on how the size difference varies between the first console and the second one. My first console is a Nintendo Switch 1 OLED, so you can kind of see the difference between the screens and the size. Here's that first Switch. I have the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet edition, so that's why it looks the way it looks. You know, I got the orange and the purple Joy-Cons with the Scarlet and Violet accessories and, you know, decals on the fronts and the backs. So it's the one that I have is a limited edition Switch, which I really enjoy very much. But you can see the size difference when I compare them on top to bottom. Here's the back side of the Switch 2 with the front side. Both of the back sides. They both are very heavy, but the Switch 2 seems about a little bit heavier than the first one, but still kind of like around the same weight as the first one, if that makes sense. Just slightly heavier, not much though. So playing on the go isn't really a problem when it comes to gaming outdoors. I'm connecting my accounts to my phone, doing some more setup work, you know, signing in with the QR code, just making sure that my data transfers over from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2. Just, you know, doing all the legwork when it comes to setting up a console. But yeah, here I am just finishing up some transfer touches to the system, making sure that all my information is carried over. It took me a while though, but I was able to finally get it connected and have all my information from my Switch 1 transferred over to the Switch 2. But yeah, this pretty much wraps up the unboxing. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure you comment down below if the unboxing that I did was informational, and if you learned anything, let me know. Comment your thoughts and let me know down low in discussion what you guys would like to see next on the channel. Without further ado, I'll check back with you guys and have a great day. I'm going to be uploading some Mario Kart World gameplay on the channel later on, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And I will also be streaming on Twitch and TikTok under the same username, 1UpToken. That's where you can find my other channels, so make sure you tune in so you don't miss those. Peace out.